And so if you're joining me for the first time today, welcome. I am here in a place called Molinet in Croatia. I chose to come and live here actually because it is very much in line actually with my work and who I am, because it's close to nature. I felt the natural energy of the place when I came to live here was the strongest I felt it, and within like a couple of days I just felt so well. It's ecologically preserved, it's very untouched, and it's got no sort of built up areas, and as you'll probably see behind me, I've got to see just there, and the most beautiful clear water. And it really fits in with, I chose it for running yoga retreats here. I thought it was going to be ideal for people to come. And I've really felt it in myself, the benefits of living here. Because my whole ethos with my work, if you're not familiar with my work, is that the closer to nature we are, the healthier we are. Because what we're discovering now, and since they originally wrote the yoga scriptures, what we're discovering now is that we're not machines, we're plants, we are creatures of nature. So we require all the same things that a plant needs to keep us healthy and to keep us blooming. We need earth, we need water, we need sunlight, we need air, and we need space. So this is what I work with. And so my style of yoga may be different to something that you might have experienced before. So if this is the first time that you're in my class, then I'm going to invite you just to forget everything that you've maybe done before in yoga and come today as literally a blank sheet, and use this as just a fresh opportunity to try something in a different way. If you've not done yoga before at all, ideal, because you know nothing, and sometimes knowing's the enemy of learning. You know, when we think we know something, it stops us from learning. And this could be very different, because what we understand now, we know we're not machines. We don't work, you know, in this linear fashion. So just like holding linear positions doesn't really make any sense. What we know now that we know about the fascial network, how it connects to our nervous system, is that we work with arcs. We work in arcs, spirals, and waves. And my yoga today is very much inspired by nature. It's seasonal, and the season that we're in at the moment, I know there's a lot of people talking about autumn. We're not in autumn yet. Autumn is metal. It's not that we're not there yet. We are in late summer, and the element for that, so there's 5 elements, and the element for that is earth. So we're working with the earth energy. I love earth energy because it is the antidote. Grounding, working with the earth, is the antidote to anxiety and being up in our busy mind, which is a kind of modern affliction, isn't it? So, and it's also very mindful. So, and it recognizes the fact that we've always got 2 homes we can come back to. One is our body, and one is the earth. So we're going to play with that idea today, and most importantly, we're going to have fun. So I'm going to invite you just to come to it with a sense of play, not with a competitive mind, but with a softness to the mind. Our aim is going to be creating freedom in the body, freedom of movement, but also freeing up the mind and just our whole soul and spirit being free to play. The rules of my practice, if you don't know already, are 2 rules. 1, make sure you can breathe, and the other, make sure you can smile. And make sure you can smile will just put you into that right mindset and everything. So we're actually going to start our practice with the legs crossed. We're going to connect into the earth. If you need anything underneath your sit bones, then you can take something like a folded up blanket or a pillow. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you, even sit with your back against the sofa, against the wall. Just make sure you're comfortable. This is about, so when we work with earth energy, we're going to work to soften the body, to like mold it like clay. We're going to make it all like juicy and malleable. So we're going to find our sit bones. That's where we're going to plug into the earth. And we're also going to plug in through our fingers. So we're going to take this mudra boom mudra, it's also called. So the two fingers, peace sign, I've not got it the other way, and then the thumb out as well. So it's like this is a socket, because the earth is a battery. So it's like you're going to plug in to the earth, and even if you're inside and you're not in the sand or the concrete, we can still bring in the earth's energy into the body. So just have a little wriggle, soften the body, really feel as if you're plugging yourself in, anchoring yourself in through the sit bones and through the fingers, and sit up tall in the spine. So the spine's like the trunk of the tree. Through the sit bones, you've got the roots. Shrug out the shoulders a few times, and then close the eyes. As we take a few moments just to arrive in our bodies this morning. Just noticing, first of all, where the sit bones connect into the earth. Notice the mat underneath you, if you've got a mat. Imagine the foundations of the house. And then imagine the earth beneath you and the roots coming out through your sit bones, anchoring you down into the earth. And the fingers just lightly touching the earth are also plugging in to this infinite battery we've got. Drawing all the beautiful earth energy in through the sit bones and up the arms, literally recharging us. When we're stressed, we tend to get a positive charge in the body. And when we earth like this, we can help to neutralize that charge, bringing us back into the frequency of nature, the frequency of health, and the frequency of love. I'm going to invite you to use a mantra, or just these words, to repeat them in your head, or even out loud if you wish, as we breathe, just to help us arrive. Breathing in, coming into my body. Breathing out, I am home. Breathing in, coming into my body. Breathing out, I am home. Breathing in, coming into my body. Breathing out, I am home. And just repeat that breath 3 more times, deepening the breath. Feeling yourself arriving in this moment and in this body on the earth. Keeping the breath flowing. Just notice how you're feeling today, and take a moment to acknowledge if there's anywhere that you need to take particular care of today. Remember, the most important thing is to take care. Practice ahimsa, non-harm. Remind yourself to be your own best teacher, and to honor the sensations in the body. To be mindful and to choose what's right for you in any moment. Now, as we release the hands and turn the palms up towards the sky, take a big yawning breath and gather in all the energy you need for the class ahead, all the light from the sun, and bring it down into the body, coming down and just connecting the fingers down to the earth. Just taking a moment to thank Mother Earth for her nourishment. And namaste. Good morning. Good morning. So give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay, if all the sound's okay. Yeah. Just take the legs out, give them a bit of a shake. And we're going to start. I often start the class with our Sufi grind. So going back to the legs crossed, the hands on the knees. This is a wonderful practice for grounding. So all we're going to do is circle around the sit bones. So imagine the upper body is like a spinning top. Now our modern busy mind wants to kind of go through the motions, go whoosh, whoosh. I'm going to invite you instead to slow everything down. We're going to slow down our practice today. I want you to feel everything. You know, when I often watch my cat, all these cats here for inspiration, and they don't wake up in the morning and, you know, go and do, 10 rounds of sun salutations. They kind of wake up and they kind of do this. It's called pandiculation. It's like this, having a yawn and a stretch and just moving in a very natural way that the body wants to move. So there's no rules for this. And in fact, with the class, I'm not going to teach you, like, you know, all the specifics of alignment, because actually I can't feel what you're feeling. We are all unique, perfect plants. You know best. You're your best teacher. If it feels right, it's right. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. It's a way of moving called somatic movement, which means working with the body's natural intelligence, recognizes that we've all got this wisdom in the body, and the body whispers to us to tell us what's right for us in any given moment. And that's really the intention of my teaching, is to help you really connect to your own intuition, your bodily intuition and awareness. So let's change over the cross of the legs. One of the benefits of doing this, if you think about it, is softening the clay before we move. It softens the fascial connections, the fascia being all our connective tissue, which actually restricts movement when it's hardened. It's like we're chewing the gum, making everything soft. So just move in a way that feels good for you. I don't mind at all. One of the benefits of Zoom, and nobody can really see what you're doing, if you choose, then you can freestyle it. Absolutely. If you say any given moment of time, you don't need a quick shavasana now. I need a quick relaxation. I need a child's pose. Absolutely your practice. I'm going to invite you maybe to just leave aside any of the, you know, if you think, oh, I feel like a pose, I feel like doing a handstand right now. This probably isn't the right class for doing that. More about healing and nurturing the body. It will still be strong. So take one more. Now, we're going to swing the legs behind. We're going to come on to all fours. So we're going to continue this kind of spiraling and softening. We've got about 15 minutes of just warming up, 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to start by moving the hips in a circle. Okay, so we're not just we're not isolating movement. We're not just moving like the tailbone round in a circle, really hula hooping. You're going to let the whole body move. Imagine that you've kind of got a bowl kind of around you, and your hips are trying to get into the edges of the bowl, but also let the shoulders and the elbows soften, and just allow the body to move naturally. Just let it find its own flow. I like to think of yoga, you know, such an individual thing, because we're all so unique. It's about you finding your wild. When you're wild, it means you're free. The opposite to fear. Move from a fearful body into a free body. So just ask your body how it wants to move today. What does it need today? It's going to be different every day. You might want to sit somewhere and kind of waggle your tail or move the head around. Where are your tight spots today? Now come to a stop. Let's go in the other direction. Let's circle around. Just think of softening everything. We're not getting attached to poses that look a certain way. Instead, we're going inwards, into our bodies, into that wisdom. And finding what feels good. Maybe you've got an animal. When I'm doing this, I'm always channeling Lucky Boots. If you don't know, Lucky Boots is my cat. And he's like the perfect yogi, you know. Gets up, kind of moves around, makes a little bread on the blankets. And then goes out and plays. He doesn't do the same thing every day. He doesn't move the same way each day. The body's different every day. But when it's time to relax, it's like, boom, crashed out. Okay, now we're going to tuck the toes under and we're going to sit back onto the heels. And you're going to lift the head up. So we're just going to press back as you exhale. Now try and spread all 10 toes out on the mat as you do this. Now this pose, I do it all the time with work with the feet. Of course, our feet are our connection to the earth. Also, our feet are our sensors. And this, the fascia on the soles of the feet hold all of these kind of receptors or messages. So our feet are going to tell us so much, but also softening the tissue on the soles of the feet is going to help us soften the tissues in the rest of the body, particularly the back line of the body here. And now from here, we're going to come back onto the feet. You're going to walk the hands back and you're going to open the knees out. So we're in a little squat. We're in the most natural positions, but we're not going to hold the squat. We're going to move around in it. You're going to push one knee away at a time. What animal would we be here? Kind of a frog, but moving around frog. So getting into these sticky bits. Now, if it's too much being really deep down in the squat, just come a little higher up. Just find a position that works for you. Now really push one knee forward at a time. Again, just finding what feels nice for you. You don't need to go at the same pace as me. I kind of mix it up, go at different speeds, or hold wherever it feels nice. But find your wild in your squat. Now we're going to start to lift up a bit from here. And then we're going to take the feet a little wider. Now you might want to have the mat length like this way around, same as mine. I'm going to invite you just to work off the mat today anyway. Now take the feet wider. We're just going to shift the weight from side to side. We're keeping the fingertips just down on the floor here. Lift the toe up on one side and then really feel as you press the foot down into the mat. Just let everything move freely. You want to get a little bit of sensation in the insides of the thighs. So you judge for yourself how wide apart the legs are. But what we don't want to do is create any hardening. We want to create softness in the tissues. So just move around naturally. Find what feels nice for you. You just notice the angle of the thigh. We want it really, the angle of the foot and the angle of the thigh to be the same. You don't want the knee going too far beyond the ankle. Good. Now lifting up the head, we're going to make figures of 8 with the hands. So you can imagine the hands in the soil. Okay, softening the upper body. So this figure of 8, it's like, imagine you're like moving the hands through water. I don't know if anybody's done aqua aerobics, but it's that kind of thing. Hands moving through water. Now you're going to lift up the head. We're going to keep the hands moving. So a bit of water energy here. So we're going to come to the upright. Going to keep the hands moving. It's going to help loosen off the shoulders. So you're almost like rolling one shoulder back at a time. Still shifting the weight from side to side. I still haven't come up with a name for this movement, so I'm just using sound effects. So it's like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. So notice these spirally wave type movements. So not only do they soften the tissues where we hold stress, but also through the fascia, through this connective tissue, helps our nervous system to move in a way like this. It tells our whole nervous system that we're calm, we're not stressed. You know, I don't know if you can hear the water, but I just got the water right there, and I can just hear it. So here's our water energy. We need to put a bit of water into the earth so that we are soft and malleable like clay. So just keep moving, keep shifting. You're going to feel things are starting to heat up. You can self-regulate, and that's the key to this wild yoga, is to choose for yourself how hard you go. You know, you can make it bigger. Whoosh, whoosh. And doesn't that feel great? I sometimes like to just put some music on and do something like that, and it really frees up the body. Good. Now we're going to come to the center, and we're going to bring the hands onto the belly with the thumbs together at the navel, the 4 fingers together and pointing down towards the floor. We're going to roll the shoulders back. And we're going to connect into the earth through the feet. So we've got something called a tripod foot. I'm using physiotherapy as well. So there's a place at the base of the big toe, at the base of the little toe, those little pads, and at the center of the heel. Now, if you plug in through those 3 places, that'll bring you into the right alignment. We want to also consider our pelvic bowls. So plug in through the feet and imagine a bowl, just in our pelvis. Okay, the spine's long, and imagine we took out the torso here. The head's just going to drop down into the bowl. It's too much for the legs. Just straighten the legs out when you need to. But this is going to really help ground us. Shane and monks use this move. It's called horse stance. They stand in it for 15 minutes. We're not going to do that today. Not today. Okay, we're going to work a little bit with this sun energy. So we're going to take an inhale. And we're going to bring the arms up. And we're going to reach them up towards the sky. I'm just coming to the side to show you. Then I've got palms facing backwards. My hands are lifted up as if grasping apples off the sky. Open the armpits, but relax the shoulders. Now turn the palms towards the sky as if gathering in some sunlight into the hands. And then draw, as if taking, clawing the hands down, draw the hands down the front of the body, bringing that sunlight energy down into the body. Good. Now we're going to inhale. We're going to bring the hands up to shoulder height. I'm going to show you from the side. Inhale to here. Now we're going to exhale. Going to take the tailbone back, take the hands down to the earth. We're going to gather in the earth energy, but we're going to draw the hands up, and then we do that, we're going to roll up through the spine. Now as you inhale, you're going to lift the arms up, open up the chest, open up the arms, pick the apples off the sky. Gather the sun energy in the hands. As you lift the chest, and then claw down the sunlight, bring it down through the body. As you exhale, a little bit of qigong here. It's called sun and earth purification. We inhale, we bring the hands to the shoulder height. As you exhale, take the tailbone back and come down and touch the earth. Inhale as you draw the earth energy up, rolling up through the spine. So we're slowing down our practice. Exhale, press the hands down next to the side. Inhale, bring the arms up and wide, like your YMCA, making a Y shape. Suddenly everybody knows what I'm on about now. Armpits open. Open the chest, turn the palms towards the sky. Gather the sunlight. and bring it down through the body. Inhale, bring the hands shoulder height in front. Exhale, tailbone back, go down and touch the earth. Drop the head down, tuck the chin, draw the belly in and roll up. Okay, inhale, draw the sunlight into the body, arms up, reaching up. Exhale, claw the sunlight down, just softly bending the knees. Inhale, arms to chest height. Exhale, and go down and touch the earth. Inhale, rolling up. Hello, Marceline. You knew it was all slowing down, didn't you? And I was stopping the chat. Exhale, hands down by this side. Let's take one more. Inhale, lift the arms up. Open the chest, gather the sunlight into the hands. Claw it down and send it down through the body. Inhale, hands to shoulder height. And exhale, go down and touch the earth. Inhale, round in the spine as you roll up. And exhale, pressing the hands down. Now bring the feet a little closer if they're not already. Your shoulder width. Let's just take a moment here, closing the eyes if you can. Find that tripod foot and feel just everything's slowed down and steady just through that Qigong sequence. You don't need to be moving in a fast and furious way and still warm the body. Still using strength and stability to create freedom in the body. And a calm, still mind. Just notice any physical changes going on. Maybe you'll feel the energy. I'm going to invite you to sort of feel the earth energy and work with a different element through the seasons and sometimes day to day, and they all feel different. It's very grounding. And now slowly open the eyes and just give everything a shake out. Just give everything a real good shake. Just wild and free. Shaking's a great way just to release tension from the body, release stress, also get the prana flowing. So one great thing about doing it at home, nobody's self-conscious, are they? Now let's take the legs wide. We're going to build in this little sequence. We're going to hold this imaginary ball in between the hands. It's a ball of chi energy. We're going to have the feet quite wide, maybe even wider than they were. Just drop down, tailbones just sinking down. But that bowl again, with the pelvis is dropping down into it. Now we're going to turn towards the right. And then as you turn towards the right, you're going to just take the weight into that right leg, lift off your left heel and keep pivoting on that toe so you turn the whole body towards the right of the mat. As you do that, you're going to push the left arm away and draw the right arm back. So getting this delicious twist. Good, now we come back in towards the center. The feet come back through neutral. We're going to do the same thing the other way. Transfer the weight to the left leg. Lift off the right heel as you push the right arm towards the left side of the mat. Draw the left arm back, elbow in, palm facing upwards. We come back towards the center. Here's our inhale. Our exhale, push to the right. Don't forget to pivot on that back toe to bring that hip round. Inhale, back towards the center. Exhale, and push away. I was inspired to do this the other day. I was out while camping. Literally, I say camping, we didn't even have a tent. I was just like on mats underneath the stars. There was no one about. It's a wild beach you can only get to by boat. And I was on the rocks, and this is just how it was feeling, like my body wanted to move. And it's so good for us. And notice how when you slow it down. It doesn't make it easier. In fact, it requires more stability. We create stability in the body, steadiness in the body. It helps steady the mind. If you look how martial artists move. Let's do one more each side. And really, you can find your own wild way of doing this. Good. Now coming back towards center. Let's get this whoosh going again. Got one more move as this warm up. We're going to bring the left arm over as we bend the right leg. The right arm comes underneath. Then this left arm that's over, we're going to start to round the back. It's going to come back through the center and we can start the whooshing again. Okay, so we're just getting this side bend in here. Lots of movement. So as you reach the right arm over, the left arm comes underneath. Reach over and we round. And then we go whoosh, 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 whoosh. Water energy, waving, waving. Over towards the right. And then round all the way. You can go deeper down into your whooshing and move up the body. Going over to the left. Whoosh, round in. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. One more each side. Big yawning stretch. Round in. Whooshing. Round in, reaching over, round in and whooshing. And let's just take a little breather by straightening the legs, lifting up the heels, turning them out to the side so the feet come parallel. Take the hands to the hip crease and take the tailbone back and just lower down to a little forward fold. Bring the fingertips down, releasing the head and the neck. Just allowing the spine to unravel. Try not to be too attached when you're here and how far you go. Go to a place where it feels soft. Feel free to fidget and move around. Just take some deep breaths. On the out breath, opening the mouth, just going. Now lifting up the head, come to the fingertips. Bring the heels towards each other and lift the head. Start to come up with a big yawning breath. Inhaling the arms up and then exhaling. Bring the hands down to this chi ball. Good. Now take an inhale here. And as you exhale, push the left arm to the right side of the mat. Drawing the right arm back. I'm going to come around and do this thing. Here. Now we're going to bring the hands down to the floor. So make sure that left heel is lifted and drop the right knee down to the mat. Flatten the left knee down to the mat. Flatten the top of the left foot down. Turn the back foot out onto a diagonal. Plant your left hand underneath the shoulder. And then you're going to take a huge circle with this right arm. Take it back behind you as far as you can go. Take it up and over. And then bring it down towards the foot. Take the hands either side of that right foot. Let the elbows just come out to the side and just drop the forehead down towards the mat. It's not going to go all the way down. Don't force it. Just like a little mini press up, or with the right leg in the way. Now pushing into the hands to straighten up the arms. Now sweep that right arm back again and open up the chest. Open up the heart. Bring the left hip towards the right heel. And sweeping that arm all the way around. Turn the right foot in, come onto the fingertips and look forward. Now tuck your back toe under. Going to transfer the weight onto the right leg. Going to look forward. Bit of a tricky one this, and if you're struggling with your balance, take something and hold on to it, or just do this really carefully. I'm going to take the weight onto the right leg, and then going to bring the left leg up in front. Okay, so you're facing that side of the mat. Now with the arms, we're going to make these just whooshes. Imagine like big whooshes of air. We're going to bend and open. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Just let the arms be free. And this knee kind of comes up towards you. It's like the wind is blowing around you. The air's blowing around you. Wonderful for opening up the heart here. But also with a strong and stable lower body, it can withstand any of the winds of change around you. Now bring the arms up, in front, straighten out that left leg. Now see if you can tuck it, the foot inside of the knee. Send that foot behind and back. You come back to your lunge. From here, we're going to push into the hands. You're going to step back to a down dog. Everyone's going, oh, at last, something I recognise from yoga. Except we're not going to stay still in it. We're going to move around in your down dog. We want a good stable frame with the hands and the shoulders, but let the lower body just move as it wants to. Now we're going to lift up the heels. We're going to draw the belly in. We're going to really slowly wave down until the hips are in line with the shoulders. Bring the knees down if you need to here. And if not, you're just going to lower the body down to the floor. See if you can bring it down all as one unit. But just however you get there, as long as it's safe, you're breathing, you're smiling. That's okay. Take the hands underneath the shoulders. Press the toenails down into the mat. Press the hip bones down into the mat. Draw the shoulder blades down the back and start to lift off the chest, but keeping the back of the neck in line with the spine. And then just have a little look over each shoulder. Ooh, little different way of doing cobra. You know, we don't just want to be strong on this, you know, two-dimensional plane. We want to move around. We need to be able to look and see what might be behind us. Get a bit lower down to the earth. We're going to go down to the earth, the upper body. Take the right knee out to the side. Now push down into the hands. Either just look underneath your right armpit, the left knee out to the side. Hope I didn't say right there. And look over the shoulder. So the knee closest to me out to the side. Kind of at a right angle or wherever it lands. It's called an iguana. You could take a bit of a roar here. I like to do a fierce iguana. Imagine something's chasing you. You just see it coming up behind you. Take an inhale, and then you go, it's like scaring it away. Making sure that it knows that you're not scared. Now lowering down onto the front. Bring that left leg back in so it's parallel. Now tuck the toes, push into the hands. Come back to sit back onto the heels to a crouching tiger. And look to the front of the mat. So I was coming to down dog from a crouching tiger. Reason being, we can do what we did before. We soften the tissues and the soles of the feet there. Also, you can lift the tailbone, start to get the spine long. Look to the front of the mat. Now just push down into the hands and keep the knees low and keep that press in action. Notice this is going to activate everything, your deep core muscles. It's like a tiger getting ready for action or a sprinter. Gradually softening the tissues in the back of the legs, then drop the head down and walk through the feet. Now remember, if down dog's too much, just bring the knees down to all fours. Feel free to rest when you need to. And we're going to take the the right leg up in the air. Right leg straight up in the air. We're going to bring the knee underneath you. You're going to draw the belly in, step the foot between the hands. Now from here, we're going to pivot on your left foot, grounding that heel down. Going to walk the hands through to the front edge of the mat. So you'll probably be facing me now. So feet are making a right angle. Bring the right arm to the right thigh. And then peel that left arm open. Yeah. Now you can release the right arm straight down. Hug the thighs towards each other. It should bring you into a lovely triangle shape. We're not going to stay there, but we're going to keep hugging the thighs, keep using the strength of the body to bring ourselves up to the upright. Now bend your left knee, stick the bottom out. With the right hand, turn it towards the right edge of the mat, so away from you. Turn the left arm up towards the sky. The elbows draw back. We get the chest down low. This is called a wild warrior. It means having a strong back for a soft front. So it's like having an open heart, leading from an open heart, having strong boundaries. Or do no harm, take no shit. Same thing. Coming up to the upright. Ooh, releasing the arms. Give everything a shake. Shake and a bounce. Shake it all out. Move the hips. Ooh. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty warm and I feel like I've worked hard, even though we went slow. Okay, so grab some water. Have a walk around. Just let everything process. If you need to lie down, have a lie down. You can always join us back at the upright. I'm taking on gallons of water. I used to just go down in my bikini top on, excuse me. I don't usually do that, but even my top's a little bit warm. So, is everybody okay? Give me a thumbs up if you're all okay. Oh, hi, Ellie. Hello, I've just seen everybody. Let's come on now. Good morning. Morning, Nicola. Hello. So, legs open wide. Good news is we've got all the fun, all the play to do the other side. So get your position. Just move around, okay? You're an animal. We're not a machine. We don't have this start and stop sort of thing. Nothing linear. So we're going to take a big, giant inhale. Gather in the sunlight energy and bring this sunlight energy down right to your solar plexus, holding that ball of energy there. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, turn to the left. Push the right arm towards the left side of the mat, drawing the left arm back. Remember to lift off this back heel, so we want both hips facing towards the left here. This left arm is drawn back, the elbows are pulling back a lever there. And push away. Have a couple of breaths there. Now we're going to start to lower down this back knee, bringing the right hand down to the earth and changing the back foot so the toenails press down into the earth. Take the left foot and take it out on a diagonal. With the right arm, take it back and take the palm towards the sky, taking a full circle. As you drop the right hip towards the left heel, go full circle. And then bring that hand down just so that maybe slightly in front of the left foot. So you've got a stable frame with the arms. Just imagine you're kind of in a half plank, but you've got the left leg in the way. Now take the elbows out to the side, lower the chest and forehead down to the mat. Push down into the hands and lift up. Now again, take this left arm back and open the heart space, spiraling the whole chest towards the back. You can help this process by rooting into the right hand, as if pushing the earth away. That's going to leverage you to spiral open. Think of opening the armpit as much as you can. Smile from that left armpit, and you should be in the right place. But now bring this arm up and over. Hands either side of your left foot. So bring the left foot so it's facing forwards. Tuck your back toe, look forwards. Steady yourself onto your fingertips. This is this tough balance. So This is where we do core work. It's actually balancing. It's not sort of doing this linear sit-up kind of thing, even if holding a plank. This is the core work. Looking forward, transfer the weight to the left foot, lift the right leg up in front. Now here comes the wind. Whoosh, whoosh. So we kind of bend and we open. And the arms, I'm just going to come a little closer to show you the arms. The arms are kind of going whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. It's like, this for me is opening the heart space. Again, it's something I was doing out in the wild, stood on a rock somewhere, and I just felt the wind, but I was steady on one leg. You know, bend and straighten that leg, you know, use as much as feels right for you. Now, open up the arms, lift them up in the air, and extend out that leg so it straightens. Lift everything up tall. Now bring the foot to the inside of your left leg. Start to bring the arms down as you send the right leg straight back. You come back down to your lunge. Make sure that left knee isn't going to be on the left ankle, but just a nice straight line there. We're in our lunge. Now plant through the hands, lift off your back knee and step the left foot back to join the right in a plank. You can walk through the plank. At the time if you want more of a challenge, you're feeling you can't breathe, nice and steadily. If you stop smiling, drop the knees down. Go at your own level, self-regulate. And we're going to lower down towards the earth. Hands underneath the shoulders. Press the hands down into the earth. Allow the shoulders to glide down the back. Press down into the toenails. Draw the elbows just slightly in, not hugging them in. It's not a direction we should be using really to hug them in. Just allow them to go straight back. Back of the neck, just an extension of the spine. And then look over each shoulder. Oh, just allow the whole body to move as well. I never kind of just think, you know, in the 80s, if anybody like me was teaching fitness in the, you know, the 80s, 90s, we're not isolating movements anymore. We're recognizing that the body is all connected through the fascial network. So just allow everything to move and then lower down. Now bring your right knee out to the side, the leg closest to me, push down into the hands. Iguana. Either looking under the shoulder or over the shoulder, wherever's good for you. Make sure you smile first. Lull your chaser into a false sense of security. Smiling, and then you take a deep breath in, and then you bare your teeth, and there you go. Wouldn't bother chasing me. I'm harder than I look. It's kind of what you say with your iguana there. I'm grounded. I can slither. I can move quickly. Now lowering down onto your front. Take both legs back. Push down into the hands, sit back under the heels. Crouching tiger. Getting ready for action. This is one of my favourite movements to do, and maybe where I differ a little bit in terms of, you know, where traditional yoga we used to just go straight up into down dog like that, and it was, you know, all kinds of stuff going on. If you sit back in crouching tiger, you push down into the hands and you start by lifting the tailbone. You've got that long spine first, then you drop the head before you even start to straighten the legs. So we get that lovely alignment, the length in the spine from the tailbone to the crown of the head before we start to move through the feet. Good. Where are we? Let's lift up the left leg in the air. Shake it out the leg. Bring the knee underneath you. Draw the belly in, round the back, and step the foot between the hands. Give it a helping hand if it needs it. Although because of what we're going to do here, it doesn't really matter where the leg lands. We're going to just pivot on that right foot, grounding the heel down. Bring the hands around in front, creeping them round. Bring the left hand to the left thigh. And peel the right arm straight up, so we're opening up. And move back there. Hopefully you can see. Now, option is to release that left arm so it's straight down. Hug the thighs towards each other. You should be in a nice triangle. From triangle, keep hugging the thighs towards each other. Bringing the arms up to the upright. Now you're going to bend your right knee. Start to stick the bottom out. Keep the left leg straight. This left hand. Push the palm away. Elbows drawing back. I'll show you from the front. Here's how it looks. Elbow drawing back. Right arm goes straight up. Pull both elbows back. Open up the chest, the wild warrior. You can sink down. Imagine you're surfing. You're on the wave. The waves are coming, but you're stable. You've got a strong back. You've got an open heart, so you're still enjoying it. Woohoo! Best of both worlds. Now lifting up. Opening the arms out. Woo! Bring the hands down to the hips. Take the tailbone back. Bring the hands down to the earth. And bring the knees in one at a time to come down onto the knees. Open out the knees. And start to nestle the belly down between the thighs. Bringing both arms alongside the lower leg. The forehead down onto the mat. Or any variation of your child's pose you like. And just soften. Just allow the whole body to soften now and recover. What might feel nice here is to open the mouth as you breathe out. Just go, ah. If the breath feels quickened, have a slight pause at the top of the inhale before the exhale. And really let go on that exhale. We could have mobilized a lot of stuck energy there. Breathe it out in the out breath. You don't even need to think about what that stuff was. The beauty of how the body works is it gets rid of the stress. You get rid of what it needs to. Through movement. Through somatic movement. Working with your body's intelligence. Release even more on these last 3 breaths. Not the last 3 breaths there, it's just the last 3 breaths in this pose. Good. Now slowly opening the eyes. Just bring yourself to sit up. So hope everybody's okay. We've got another, we're going into the wind down now. So yeah, it will be about 1:15 when we finish. Everything's winding down now. If you need to finish before that, I'd recommend put the legs up the wall as just Shavasana for your last 5 minutes. Or hopefully you're still with me. Let's go into like more of our yin style section for this last 20 minutes. The body's softened, we've got rid of any kind of stuck energy, feeling got a bit more freedom and movement, and now we can just start to kind of reshape, put the body back into its state of balance. So what we're going to do, from sitting onto the heels, we're going to take the hips over towards the right, and we're going to open the knees out to take a mermaid. I love mermaid. Maybe because I'm channeling a lot of mermaid being here, because I'm literally like a few steps away from the sea. But mind you, I was a few steps away from the sea in Exmouth, so I think it's wherever I am, need to be by the sea. What we're going to do is you're going to have your left knee just kind of nestled into your right foot. I'll just move back a little bit so you can See there? So we're nestled in here. Now, ideally, we don't want to be lifting this left sit bone too much, but I'm not going to get you too attached to the rules of it, as long as it feels nice. I'm just going to bring the hands forward, and then we're just going to wave the body side to side. So as you do this, and you know, even though I've been doing this for some time, you still feel, oh yeah, you know, you start to become aware of where you've got restriction and movement. I'll just let the body kind of wave. Notice that's different to just kind of coming into a position and hold. What I want you to do, the purpose of this is to find the place where it's nice for you to be, and let your body guide you to go, oh yeah, there's where I need to be. So I'm not going to tell you exactly where your hands are going to be. I'm not going to tell you exactly where your torso is going to be, but instead you're just going to feel where for you is nice. And then we're going to just like soften the upper body over, just dropping the head down so you can completely relax into the pose. Some of you may be down onto the forearms. You might need to just stay upright, just dropping the head down. It may just be enough to be in this pose. And do feel free, if it's too much, if there's a lot of pain in the hip, you know, bring the leg out, do whatever you need to with that left leg if this is causing you a great deal of discomfort. And these 3 long releasing breaths, inhaling fully. Exhale. Mermaid's having a little rest here. That's a good one for this one because it rebalances those squats we did with the opening of the hips. And that's a good way to just rebalance this. Slowly lifting up. You're going to bring the hands behind here. Now the option is to lift off the hips from here, but you don't need to do that. Have the fingertips facing forward so you can get the palms flat. Just hug the upper arms towards each other and stick the chest out. So I'll show you from the side. Could just be a case of lifting the chest from here, but if it's available to you, you can also lift off the hips and look up towards the sky, and that should feel super nice. Ooh. There's heart opening into the hip flexor, so much going on. And now you can nestle the bottom back down. And then we're going to try and lean back a little bit. Now, I'm not going to suggest you go straight down to laying back, like all the way down. I don't actually go to laying straight down in this one. I go down to my forearms. For most people, it's enough just to have the arms out wide and just to find where's right for you. Some of you may be comfortable on the forearms. Some of you, you know, if you've got it available to you and you know your body's okay to do that, you can come to lay down flat. Me personally, I find it just right. Just that, like, you know, Goldilocks in a porridge. It's just right on the forearms. But remember, it's your body. Choose what's right for you. If you're not smiling, you go too hard. Ooh. Now, ooh, slowly bringing yourself back up. Now, don't worry, you're going to feel like you're 108 when you come out of this. Release that left leg, give it a shake first. It will soon ease off. Okay, we all feel like that. Now bring the left leg around in front and bring the right leg behind. So we're opposite mermaid. And this will feel tight. It'll feel different each side. Most likely. We've all got these imbalances. And bring the fingertips forward. Let's have a little wave. Oh! As you might find this in different places. What we're trying to do is, you know, remember, create that freedom and movement in the body. The mermaid doesn't want to be sitting there, you know, soaking up the sun on a rock, thinking, oh, this is a bit uncomfortable. She wants that nice freedom and movement to move around and maybe even to clean her tail, and rather than just, oh, I can hold this steady position here. You want to find where you need to hold a steady position first. Have an explore. Animals in nature explore, don't they? If you watch them move in the morning when they wake up, they kind of go, oh, that feels nice. Oh, that feels nice. To me, that's yoga. You know, well, how do you need to move in order for you to create freedom and coming into a state of natural balance? Now, wherever you want the hands to be now, wherever you're able to soften the upper body down and relax the head and neck, you can take that position for you now. With this one, you can also use props, you know, in a different way. I tend to teach in a way that we don't need too many props. They're delicious sometimes, but it's because my favourite yoga is to do when I'm out and about, not in a studio, but just wherever you are, just finding a rock or a little clearing in the trees, down by the water, at the top of the mountain. Take 3 more releasing breaths. Releasing is open the mouth. I'm going to go. Breathing out all the not so good stuff. Just things you don't need anymore. Now walking the hands back, bringing them back behind you. Ooh, gonna lift the chest. Stick it out. So you slightly take the tailbone back and the pelvis just tips forward. If it's available too, you can push down into the hands and lift off the hips. Oh, look up, tighten up the muscles in the upper arms. Keep smiling, keep breathing. Oh, I love the opening. And now releasing the hips down. Now you can come down to lean a bit flatter, take the arms out or back or coming down onto the forearms. Now those of you that do my classes regularly know that I never really teach the same class twice. Partly because I like to go a little bit intuitively but mostly because it doesn't make any sense to do the same sequence again and again and again. What we create is patterns in the body. And actually all the patterns in nature are a bit more random. We want to be breaking the patterns of movement. To create freedom. You also might feel that sense of, and people say, oh, it's always your harder stretch. We don't want to be pushing though. We want to be soft. The muscles actually just lengthen and contract. They don't really stretch, it's the fascia that stretches. So we work with that. Now let's come up to the upright. Oh, let's bring the legs around in front and give them a shake out. So just bang the legs, shake them out, shake all that stuff out the hips. Now, of course, today, I think we need to have some rocking and rolling. We need to have a little playtime, don't we? So what we're going to do is going to do a happy baby from sitting. First of all, little risk assessment at home. Make sure you've got nothing behind you. We're going to take the arms inside of the legs, take hold of the inside of the big toes with the thumb and with the forefinger and the middle finger, thumb to the tip of the big toe. So you can just stay like this. You can be fine, even the heels down. You can round the back. And what we're going to do is just rock back and rock up. So we're going to go whee and rock up. Whee and rock up. And if you want a little bit more, you can come up and open out the legs. So it's just playtime. All the way back. If you're ready to just rock all the way down, that's fine too. Good, now rolling all the way down, plant the feet, push down into the feet, just lift off the hips. Let's just have a little bridge just to rebalance from there. You might take the hands underneath, clasp them underneath the back. Keep hugging the thighs towards each other as if you've got a grapefruit between the thighs. Breathe the sunlight into the solar plexus. Now slowly releasing the arms and gently, gently just peeling yourself back down onto the mat. So you may or may not be able to see me now if you're laid back. I'm going to try and describe this the best way I can. I'm loving this. It's a reclined cow face. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the feet flat. Now you're going to take the knees over towards the right, and with the left arm, we're going to send it up the back, the palm facing down. Now, if you've done cow face before, you'll know kind of what I'm talking about here. But start with the hand, that left hand, just palm facing down at about the lower to mid back. And then roll the knees back through center so that you're lying onto that hand. Now we're going to take the knees to the left. And with the right arm, we're going to take it up above the head. And then we're going to send it down the back. So the palm is kind of onto the middle of the upper back. And then we're going to roll onto our back. So we've got both hands underneath you. At this point, you can just start to work the hand towards each other. So you're going to have your right elbow facing up in the air and the left elbow facing down. Don't worry about what it looks like. So you've got the left hand going up the back, the right hand going down the back. And then what we do with the lower body is no rules. I'm going to invite you just to move the legs into the position that's comfortable for you. It might be butterfly legs, Baddha Konasana legs, feet together. I quite like to move side to side in a twist as I do this. There's nothing else you need to do with the arms and the chest from here. Just see how the legs want to move. And this is somatic movement again. I'm not doing the same position again and again. I'm inviting you to move your body, listen to your body in a way that feels nice. You might want to hold in a twist to one side. I get a delicious stretch in the shoulders here. Start to slow down the breath. Just hold wherever feels nice for you. Oh, hello, Marceline. Just in time for Shavasana. Trying to slowly bring the knees back through center and release out the arms in whatever way you can. You kind of need to roll away side to side. So we've just done one side, so we need to do the other side. So you're going to roll, knees to go to the left. Take the right hand, so the palm is going to be facing the floor. The hand's going to go up the back and then roll onto the back. Then roll onto the other side and send the left arm up the back. Up above the head, sorry, and down the back. And so we've got cow face pose. We're not straining to attach them, which often sends things out of alignment, which notice how it feels in the shoulders. And then move around the lower body. I'm loving this one at the moment. It was kind of a nice release from kayaking, and I know a lot of you are keen paddleboarders, so this is a nice one to do if you've been paddling a lot. But actually the magic happens really by you moving the lower body into shapes that your body wants to go into. Holding wherever feels nice. Tuning into your body's whispers. Inviting it to release more wherever it needs to. Not attached to the shape, but tuning into the sensation. And find somewhere you want to hold. So let the body soften. Feel the breath slow down. And let's slowly move the knees back in, releasing the arms, but rolling side to side. Might be nice to give yourself a hug from here. Bringing the head up towards the knees, or whatever else your body's saying that it needs just for this last 30 seconds or so. You might be ready, though, just to lay out into Shavasana, or I call it starfish pose. Imagine you're in some sand, and then give everything a shimmy. The shimmy is part of the moving the stuff out of the glue. It's really important. Shimmy it, shimmy everything. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. And then when you're ready, taking a deep breath in until you're full. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then open the mouth and breathe out and let go, let go, let go, let go. Breathe out until you need to breathe in again. You breathe in fully, using right down into the belly. Breathe in until you're full. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out and let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. Breathe out until you need to breathe in again. One last breath like this, breathing in until you're full. Hold the breath without gripping. And then breathing out, slowly releasing. If you want to do that breath a few more times, then do. It's good for vagal toning. Calming the nervous system. Or just start to feel the body drift into a state of relaxation. Feel free to fidget, to make any adjustments, to make yourself more comfortable. But just take a moment to sense how the earth supports you. And feel with that support that you can just release. It's not complete surrender, because we want the mind still to just be observing for a moment, to be consciously aware of what's happening as you physically let go. You can use the mind to encourage that letting go, just even by whispering the words to yourself. Just let go. Just let go. Just let go. Notice how the words affect your physical body as you feel it soften and sink. into the support of this warm, nourishing hug of Mother Earth, your first home. Notice even if the body's steady, there's a movement, a calm movement within. And that's the water energy you're moving around the fixed structures in the body. Cleansing, feeding. It's a gentle, calm movement. And sense this heat, this warmth in the belly. Maybe you can sense the sun in the sky and feel as if you're drawing that nice warm healing energy from the sun right at your solar plexus. And just feel a warmth there, a light. That light that's within you. The unique light that's within you. Notice the air going in through the nostrils, filling the lungs. As the lungs and the airways clear, so too does the mind, as if breathing in to blow away the cobwebs of the mind. Feel the air bring a spaciousness to the inside of the body. Breathing in the space. And as you breathe out, feel your body just expand into the space around you, so that you and your surroundings start to blend into one. You are the earth, the water, the sun, the air, and the space. You are nature. A perfectly unique plant, a flower, an animal, a tree. You are the sky, and you are infinite. And if you're feeling nice, take the tip of the thumb and the tip of the forefinger together. Keeping the hands quite relaxed, the arms laid down on the mat, but just create a loop, the thumb and the forefinger. Just to anchor in this prana, this natural energy we've brought into the body, this vibrational frequency. We want to seal it in. Just noticing how you feel, any sensations. Yeah, it's just a little vibration, a purring, tingling. That's the prana. That's our electrical charge. Now just start to be aware of your body again. Just start to move it slowly in whatever way feels nice. Opening and stretching out the fingers, opening and stretching out the toes, maybe moving the shoulders and the head around. And start to move slowly and sensually. Imagine you're an animal waking up from a deep slumber. Start to yawn and stretch, move in whatever way feels nice for you. Imagine you start to bring the knees into the chest. Don't follow any other routines maybe you have at this point, but just see how your body wants to move, how it wants to come to seated. See if you can do it with your eyes closed and just keep moving. Just start to bring yourself up to a seated position. You find your cross-legged position, keeping the eyes closed. Just bring the hands to the heart and rub the palms together as fast as you can. Now place the palms over the eyes. Just let the eyes be bathed. Take a moment to picture where you are and imagine the day ahead unfolding as well as it can with you in this wonderful state of alignment, this good frequency. And just start to take the hands away, open out the fingers, blink the eyes open, and just see the magic of the day appear in front of you. And then slowly bring the hands down to the heart center, to your world heart, from my world heart. Namaste. Namaste. Yeah. I'm just going to stop the recording now.